guys, welcome to the Firearm Patriot channel. I'm Russ, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the new Apex Tactical Trigger Kit for the Ruger Mark IV. Now I happen to have a Target model here that has the stock trigger in it. We'll take some pulls of that stock trigger and see what kind of weights we get on that. The advertised improvement on the Apex kit is supposed to be about a 3-pound trigger. Hopefully we'll get a little bit better than that. I may polish some things inside here to try to improve that. I'm going to turn this into a Steel Challenge gun, and I need the trigger to be as quick as I possibly can. Now this is a great gun. You know, the Ruger Mark came out in 1949, I believe. The predecessor models were a little bit difficult to put back together sometimes. You know, I could go and put together 10 times straight without a problem, and then that 11th time it would sometimes just be very difficult. But they've corrected that problem. It's easy to take down. It's a very heavy gun. In this configuration here, it's about 46 ounces with this red dot on top and the rail. So you know, you're not going to feel that 22 going off. So it's really good for any kind of competition, either Bullseye or Steel Challenge. So hopefully you know, we will get a good result. Shorten trigger pull, shorten reset, and a lighter pull, and hopefully it'll be crisp too. I'm a fan of a crisp trigger, and hopefully we'll get that. And it's going to run you right around $160 from Apex. So let's go ahead and take a little bit closer look at the pistol, do some trigger pulls, show you what you get in the kit. I'll go and install the trigger kit into the gun. This is not an installation video, but Apex has an installation video on their website if you want to check that out. Then I'll come back and we'll look at that new Apex trigger kit installed into this Mark IV. So let's get to it. Okay guys, I really do like this Target model in stainless steel with the black grips. It's set up for competition now. You know, you've got an adjustable rear sight for elevation and windage. You've got a replaceable front sight if you want that. I put this Picatinny rail on there. I got it from Ruger. It's fairly inexpensive, and the barrel itself, which is a bull barrel, it does not move. This is a blowback system, but it fits right on top of that. It just screws right in there. So it's a very firm, solid mount. I'm going to be using a Hollison 407C for the Steel Challenge matches. The trigger is a curved trigger. We're going to place that with the Apex flat trigger. It is a metal trigger itself. The controls somewhat are a little bit difficult to get to for me. Sometimes the magazine release as well as the safety is awkward for me to engage and disengage. That's the magazine, excuse me, the bolt release right there. But again, this does have a magazine disconnect safety in it, so we're going to make sure it's cleared out, and we have to put the magazine in to fire it. So let's go ahead and we'll take 3 trigger pulls on it. Make sure it's set to fire. We're going to do it with the Lyman trigger gauge, and we'll take an average of those 3 pulls. Get it right in the center of the trigger. Okay, 4 pounds, 11 ounces. Four pounds, 5.6 ounces. Four pounds, 10 ounces, with an average of 4 pounds, 9.1 ounces. So, you know, again, for a gun that's designed specifically for competition shooting, hunting, the 4 pound, 9 ounce trigger is not that great. You've got quite a bit of take up on the trigger. Kind of see that there. It's just a little bit of travel there before you get to the wall. You hit that wall, it's a very firm wall. And it's all the way back almost. And then the reset, that's the reset. So it's not too bad, but it's just for, again, for what it's designed for, bullseye shooting, hunting, Steel Challenge. It's a little bit of a pull for those types of things. If you're just teaching a young shooter to shoot, or somebody that hasn't shot, then it's fine, not an issue with that. So let's go ahead real quick, show you what you're going to get with this kit. You're going to get this all aluminum flat face trigger. Very well done as far as the machining goes. You're going to get a new hammer. You're going to get a new sear. Again, these are all very well made. You're going to get a new safety lever. And you're going to get this ring right here, which is going to replace this safety. As far as the magazine disconnect safety, you're going to replace that, so you'll be able to dry fire the gun without that magazine in there, which is very nice for competitions and practicing your trigger pull. These are 2 set screws. We're going to probably use the shorter one. The longer ones for guns that have had thousands of rounds through them and they're really loose. So we probably won't have to use that one. This is a fairly new gun. So we're going to go ahead, install this into the gun, come back and take a look at the Apex competition trigger kit for the Ruger Mark IV. Hey guys, I'm back from installing the Apex competition trigger kit in the Ruger Mark IV. It was a little bit challenging, a little bit difficult getting the pin through the sear and the sear spring, also getting the safety lever pin through the hammer and the safety indicator and the trigger bar. That was a little bit challenging. If you don't feel up to the task, certainly don't be afraid to consult a gunsmith on doing it or call Apex. Watch their videos. Their videos are very good, very detailed about how to do this, and this is not a simple trigger job like you would find in a Glock or even M&P. I've worked on a lot of guns, particularly Ruger single action guns, which are some of the most difficult guns to work on, and this one ranks up there pretty high in difficulty. So just keep that in mind, but I think you'll be very impressed when you put this trigger in as far as everything that you get. Now all the components were very well made and they fit in without any kind of issues. I did take out the magazine disconnect safety, so it will fire now without a magazine in it. We'll go ahead and charge that. It's empty. Put that on fire and just kind of show you here the take up on it. You do have a little bit of take up. It's super smooth and light. Hit that wall. A little bit of movement before the break. Reset. That's your reset right there. Again, it's just a very crisp, very nice feeling trigger. So let's go ahead and take a few trigger pulls and see what the weight is. Of course, the advertised weight by Apex is 3 pounds. I think we're going to do better than that. You know, the standard weight or the stock weight on this thing was about 4 pounds 9 ounces, which is pretty heavy for a target pistol. If you're going to shoot this in target competitions, steel challenge, or either hunting, I would certainly recommend an upgrade on the trigger here. So let's go ahead and see what we get. All right, that was 3 pounds 4 ounces. That's pretty high compared to what I've been getting. So let's see if we can do a little bit better than that. All right, that's more like it. 2 pounds 6 ounces. That's what I've kind of been getting all along, in that range anyway. Sometimes the gauge slips a little bit. 2.76, and you might get a little higher pull. Let's do one more just to see where we're at. Be consistent on that. Okay, 2 pounds 8.4 ounces, so an average there. 2 pounds 10.7 ounces, which is quite a bit below the advertised 3 pound trigger pull. So very impressed with 2 pounds 10 ounces. The trigger feels amazing, and just the removal of this magazine disconnect really helps in practicing. So you don't have to have that magazine in there and basically move the bolt forward with the bolt stop here. So I think at $160, it's a well worth upgrade to your pistol. It'll allow you to shoot your competitions much better, or if you're a hunter, it'll allow you to make much better shots, and I think they're in the ballpark as far as competing with Volkortzen, which is pretty much the standard in upgrades on these types of guns, but they also will use sometimes a lighter spring, particularly a sear spring, which also I've heard can cause light primer strikes. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this thing and see, if we have any kind of issues with it. We'll try to integrate that into this video here at the end. Okay guys, I'm on the range with the new Ruger Mark IV. It has the Apex competition trigger in it that we've just installed, so I'm just going to do a function test. I want to make sure we don't have any light primer strikes, and we got a quick reset crisp trigger. So here we go. Okay guys, there you have it. About 50 rounds through here without any kind of issues in relationship to the trigger. Did have the front sight come loose, but I'm working here with a red dot, so that really doesn't matter. But it's a very quick trigger, as you can see. Very quick reset. It's a crisp trigger. I think it's worth the upgrade in the gun, although as I've indicated before, it is a difficult installation. You don't feel comfortable with that, get a gunsmith to do it for you. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. No light primer strikes, so it looks like it's going to be reliable. I'm shooting Federal Auto Match, so that's not some of the best ammo out there, but as far as the Apex competition trigger for the Ruger Mark IV, I think it's a very good upgrade. So with that being said, this is the Firearm Patriot. Till next time, God bless America.